Hi, it's Leslie with another episode of What Agents Fear telling you, and today's topic is be mature. During your escrow, you're going to be stressed, you're going to hear conflicting information, you're going to get requests, you're going to get things that happen that are going to push your buttons. And what I'd like to recommend is that you be mature. This is a business transaction. This is probably the single largest financial transaction you will have made at this point in your life. Treat it like a business transaction. Be mature. Where does this come into play? Three main areas. The first is trust that the guy on the other side, whether you're the buyer or the seller, trust that the guy on the other side is doing the same thing you are. They're trying to work their way through this with their best interests at heart, but trust that they are good people. Don't be all thinking that they're devious, they're trying to get you, Stay in the position where the other guys are working from the same position of integrity as you are, and when things come up, requests, anything that comes up, be mature in your response. Decide what you will or will not be willing to do, will or not be willing to pay for, and make that response in a mature manner as an adult. The second area, there are 30 some odd other people that are involved in this transaction. Are they maybe going to have a bad day? Probably. Is there a chance that there might be some miscommunication? Probably. Are you going to have to deal with that? Yeah, absolutely. And what's your the first thing that you should do if anything kind of doesn't sound right to you? Ask your realtor. She's going to have a conversation with you. If she can't figure it out based on what you're telling her, she'll go find out what the real answer is, what the real information is. But you've got to trust your realtor and tell her what your concerns are. Okay? Be mature. Be an adult. The third area is trust your realtor. So if you've got issues, if you've got concerns, if maybe she says something that you kind of go, well, why are you saying that? Or that doesn't make sense to me. Ask her. Have a conversation. Don't email. Don't send a text. If there's an issue, you need to have a two-way conversation where you can talk, where I can listen, you can talk, and we can figure out what the answer is. You need to trust that your realtor has your interests at heart. I have a license I have to uphold. I have a code of ethics that I have to behave against. So I've got some skin in the game, and if you don't think that I'm treating you right, talk to me about it first, and then let's figure it out. If we can't reconcile, there's a whole other chain of things that you can go through, but I will always have your best interests at heart. And if you just have a conversation with me, be mature, be an adult, and we'll figure it out. So I'm Leslie, just keeping it real in Orange County real estate and emphasizing that in this kind of business transaction in real estate, you need to be mature.